Hello, everybody. NHL action. We're welcoming Dana Lane. Dana, we got a very interesting matchup. The Blackhawks against the Colorado Avalanche. And if you recall, the Blackhawks got shut out 5-0 against Carolina before going into the All-Star break. And Patrick Kane had a quote that said, "We should have a sour taste in our mouth after that game." So I look for this team to come out firing on all cylinders. I know there may be a little rust. They've had this break. But the Avalanche, 27-22 and 3 on the year. Not a big defensive team. Obviously, they're anchored by Matt Duchene, the offense. He is the focal point of the offense. What do you think about this Blackhawks game tonight, and which side do you more or less give the edge or a pick to?
Yeah, so I mean tonight, Jonathan Toews is going to be out of the lineup for the Chicago Blackhawks, so they are going to have to make some line changes as well. And I'm really excited to see the combination of Kane, Panarin, and Anisimov on the same line. I think that's going to be kind of a cool little combination. Although I don't like Anisimov on that line all the time, I think these sort of things really help teams as they go down the road and get used to different line combinations in case there are some injuries. And although we obviously would love to have Toews in the lineup, I think these sort of things for this team kind of mixes things up and actually makes them better. And Colorado's done a tremendous job getting back into the playoff race, but we're going to learn a lot about the Avalanche coming up as they have games against Chicago and Dallas and Winnipeg. And they could be right in the thick of things as they are now, or we could be a lot farther back than when they started the All-Star break.
Absolutely. That's a good way to look at it. And me personally, when it comes to handicap and NHL, just as the start of the season, I let a couple games, 4 or 5, go by before I really jump in. I kind of track and watch how everything's going. After the All-Star break, I always usually wait 1 or 2 games as well to see who's picking up speed right away, who knows that they have to get the edge, and who's coming out focused. But, this is going to be a good game as a fan, but me personally, I'm going to lay off of it. Do you have a lean or a pick on this game that we can give the viewers today, Dana? Because, and let me stop you there real quick, because I want to take in consideration, all right, the Avalanche have lost the last 2 games against the Blackhawks. The most recent one was in Chi-Town, and they took a whooping at 6-3. So I kind of think Blackhawks got in the heads of the Avalanche. Then again, who's going to come out of that break more fresh and who's going to be rusty? What's your feel on this, again, with a pick or a lean?
Yeah, if I had to choose, I won't be involved in this game, but for the sake of putting a little bit of a lean on one side, let's not forget that Calvin Pickard is going to start for Colorado tonight, which is their backup goaltender until Varlamov gets his legal issues under control. So I don't like these situations where I have a backup against a guy like Corey Crawford, because I think a lot of times teams relax and you don't get 100% of their effort. So personally, for me, I'm going to lay off of this game, but it's going to be Chicago or nothing for me. Look, if you compare first lines in this con, we still have Kane and Panarin and Anisimov against Duchene and Landeskog and McKinnon. I just don't think, size-wise, Colorado has the edge, but I don't think they do skills-wise, and I don't want to cross my fingers that they overachieve and catch Chicago napping. But at the same time, this line makes me feel a little bit uneasy, and the fact that Chicago didn't go into the break playing good hockey makes me also a little uneasy.
Yeah, and that's totally understandable. I myself, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a lean on a first period. I got the Blackhawks minus 125 on the first period. And the reason I like that is the statement that Patrick Kane made. Not only is he the leader of that team, he's the leading scorer in the NHL. This guy is a beast, and he shows up night in, night out. I wouldn't be surprised if he puts in the first goal of the night. But again, that's what I'm doing as a lean, because I don't usually put a lot of action the first couple games back after All-Star break. But I thought the motivation might be there with the Blackhawks. Now, the regular money line is minus 125 for the game, favoring the Blackhawks. Again, though, I'm going to do a lean on the first period, minus 125. Dana, thanks so much for being back with us. Good luck on the games tonight, and we look forward to having you back again tomorrow. And as this second half of the season warms up, let's you and I start tracking our plays and see if we can do the best work possible for our viewers.